Elia presents Talking, and today we're here to talk sports with my friend Scott Yoshimoto. He's a singer, songwriter, filmmaker, director of some of your favorite videos, such as Tori Kelly's Confetti, Jason Chen's Best Friend, AJ Rafael's Week What Happened, and so much more. He gave me my first acting credit on his show titled My Own Show, starring Scott Yoshimoto and Carissa Ray. He's a sports enthusiast, a Clipper season ticket holder since 2011, and a newly father. How you doing, Scott?
Doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Could
I
have been
feel
better though if the Clippers just won the game, but
I feel bad because every week we're starting this episode with the team losing. So
it's
it
all
was,
good, man.
oh, yeah. So the Clippers are 3-3 in the bubble. How do you
Yeah,
feel with a week left in the regular season going into the playoffs?
I feel fine as long as as long as Montrez comes back soon. And I'm not worried. I mean, I don't know how severe Patrick Beverly's injury is, but I think they're just being
Yeah.
cautious with him.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's much of a concern. And then I think I think Kawhi knows these games. I mean, we're in this
Yeah.
we're in the 2 seed. I mean, we could I think Denver could bump us,
Yeah.
but
I saw the
I'm
standings. It's a 1-game lead, but to be honest, in the bubble with no home court advantage, and if you fall to the 3 seed, you play the Jazz. I don't know if the 3 seed is actually a better position than the 2 seed.
is the Jazz is in the 6 seed
The
now?
6 seed, yeah. And they're a
Because the
game
last I
behind
looked,
OKC.
oh,
Yeah.
where did Houston fall to then?
4. They're in the 4 seed.
They're in
Yeah.
4 seed. Okay,
Yeah.
because that's the only reason why I wouldn't want the 3 seed is if Houston was still in 6.
Oh,
I
got it.
don't.
Got it.
You know, it's funny. Like a couple years ago, like we had James Harden's number. Like no matter what, like he just had a weakness against us in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the last like 2 seasons, like I don't want to play Houston. So
Oh,
I'd rather play. I'd rather stay and play Dallas. So
right.
we're
I,
three,
I
we're
don't
three and
I
zero
don't
against them right now.
yeah, I don't think there's any way you play Houston. It's gonna be between OKC, Utah, or Dallas in the first round. And I think you guys look pretty good there.
I like OKC.
You
Maybe
do.
it's because it's a lot of ex Clippers.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit
Sure,
later too.
absolutely.
But I do like because I love Shea, and then him with Chris
Yeah.
with CP. That's amazing. Gallo is still great. You
I
know, I
that's a
like them.
that's a good segue. You're the first person I messaged when the Clippers signed Kawhi and got the
Yeah,
Paul George trade.
yeah,
How did
yeah.
you feel? And where were you? What were you doing when that happened?
Okay, well, I was. I mean, of course I was happy for
Right.
sure.
Right.
I mean, I was. I even up until the announcement, I still wasn't sure the Clippers were going to get Kawhi. Like for real. Like I
Sure.
thought. I mean, you remember if you were reading all the reports, they were literally saying Lakers.
Yeah.
They were gonna get him.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then plus he was the one of the last ones to kind of like fall in place.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, maybe Durant. Maybe we can get Durant because he showed some respect to some of the Clippers after
Yeah.
our playoff battle with them the year before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, maybe Durant. And then no, he doesn't go there. I was like, maybe the far chance of Kyrie. No, that's not gonna happen. Maybe Jimmy Butler. It's like it's starting to like dwindle down, right? And I was like, all right, we gotta get. I mean, like I don't know who else he wants to pair up with now. It's like we're running out of people.
Right.
And I honestly, the Paul George thing was out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I
to
didn't
us, it
see
was out of
it.
nowhere. Yeah.
I didn't see it coming at all. I was shocked. Like, but I mean, I was happy. I was really hoping the only person I didn't want to trade was Shea.
Mm.
I know Tom last week
Yeah. Said
was
you guys got robbed. I thought that was those
huge.
were the words.
I don't agree with Tom with him saying it's a bad trade for us because I mean he did make the point that it wouldn't have we wouldn't have got Kawhi if we didn't make the trade.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think I mean the important thing is we're in win now
Yeah.
mode.
I
And
don't. Yeah.
I mean we lost Shea. I'm still mad about Shea. I love Shea. Like I even have this is a only season ticket holder bobblehead of Shea. I'm a huge bobblehead collector. But anyway, I love man, I love
You
Shea.
know that's
I'm so sad we traded him.
but that's equivalent to Tom last week saying, he loves Brandon Ingram, but like you can't get Anthony Davis without trading him.
Exactly. You gotta
Like
do
you
it.
you can't get, yeah. And in all honesty, with trades and stuff, like you don't know until like everything is done whether who won or lost. It
No,
looks
for
like,
sure.
yeah, because you don't know if none of those draft picks pan out that they get.
The funny thing is, I mean, you mentioned that the one of the good examples of that happening is the year that we traded. I think it was for Mo Williams and Jamario Moon from Cleveland. We traded and we got Baron David. No, that's no, we got Mo Williams and Jamario Moon, and we traded a first round pick. That pick ended up being Kyrie.
Huh.
So it's like
Which
you
they
can
didn't.
you
Yeah,
can in retrospect. It's
sure.
what's that saying? Like
Yeah.
you're like 2020.
Hindsight is 2020. Yeah.
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 But
Yeah. For
you
sure.
got to do it now. You don't
Right.
know. I mean,
So
also because our other first round picks that we've gotten in the last several years, especially if we're a good team,
right.
they fall at the end of the first round. So
Right.
I mean, we've had like let's see. I think I was writing down some stuff like last year we got Terrence Mann in 48th pick. He's still on the team right now. He's doing good. But then before that, we had 2018 we had Jerome Robinson. We already traded him to Washington. Um, and then 2017 we had nobody. 2016 we got Bryce Johnson in the first round, and then he's playing in Europe right now. It's like
Yeah. Well,
end
I
of
think
first
I
round.
think they are banking that down the line you guys aren't good, which I mean we don't know. I
We
like
don't
what
know.
is it, the Brooklyn Nets when they traded for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, like we didn't know the Nets were going to be this terrible way down the line.
No,
All those draft picks ended up being amazing for Boston. But
right.
right, but that's now because we didn't know that then.
You know
So
what's funny though? Like you never know. Like if you never
yeah,
made that bad trade, maybe they don't have Durant and
that's
Kyrie
true.
there
That's true.
now.
That's very true.
You never know. You
Right,
never
that's
know.
true.
No.
Yeah. So after Kawhi and Paul George, who do you think is the third most important Clipper?
Lou.
Lou?
Yeah, no
So
question.
so did you think it was nothing or something when you found out he went to Magic City?
Nothing. I mean, it'd be something if he brought back
Oh,
coronavirus and shut
sure,
down the
sure,
season or
sure,
something.
sure,
But you know,
sure. I think very highly of Kawhi. What do you think of load management? Because he's kind of the poster boy for load management.
I think. Well, it's fine. Okay, if you ask a Clippers fan, we'll
Yeah,
be all okay with it because all we care about is the playoffs.
sure.
Like who cares if he doesn't play half the season? As long
Well,
as
because
we're
yeah, and
what
he's
matters
proved
is
it.
the playoffs.
Right, and
Yeah.
he's proved that he can do that and still win. Yeah.
As a NBA fan, I think it sucks because it's no fun to watch. I mean, you want to watch him play.
Right. So if
Um,
you go to a game and you're a season ticket holder and he doesn't play,
yeah,
that that affects.
I went to several and he didn't play in it.
Oh wow.
Well, yes, because we still had 60 something games. So I went to a couple and he didn't play in a couple of them, and it sucks.
Right. So okay, so I want to talk about the Lob City era because I think it was
Yeah.
a fun time, right?
Yeah. I
You had
mean,
you had
more
season tickets
my
through the
favorite.
entire Lob City era, right?
Okay, so funny story. Oh, pretty cool story. So, well, I got season tickets in 2011. That's the same year we got Chris Paul. But I got season tickets before
The
we
trade
got Chris
happened.
Paul. So, yeah, so 2011 I graduated college from UCI, and I was like, my dad was like, what do you want as like a graduation gift, right? And so this is the funny thing too. People don't, maybe people know this, but people don't. But I grew up a Lakers fan. I mean, I'm in LA. Who didn't,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And my dad was a diehard Lakers fan. He loved his favorite player is Magic Johnson, and I grew up watching every Lakers playoffs. I loved the Lakers growing up, and I still love the Lakers now. But it's like the funny thing is when I graduated, he's like, "What do you want as your graduation gift?" Right? And I was like, "I want season tickets to the Lakers, to the Lakers." And then, um, so I was still a Lakers fan. I would say all the way through most of college too.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then, of course, if you really try to get Lakers season tickets, you can't. I
Sure.
mean, there's a wait list for
Right.
like I don't know what it is now or what it was at the time. It was years though. It's like
Right.
so I was like, all right, why don't we try the Clippers? So then we can go to see lots of games and see the Lakers.
Yeah.
And so my dad was like, "Are you sure?" Like I was like, "Yeah, man, you can." we can use it to watch the other teams. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's what everyone did when they
Sure.
had
Right,
season
right.
tickets to the Clippers. And so um, my dad was like, "All right, fine, let's get season tickets to the Clippers." So we did. We chose some seats. We're up in the 300 section in Staples Center, which is the top deck. Row four, seats 17 and 16. And so we started off with those seats, and then maybe about a month or two later, that's when the whole Chris Paul thing started happening.
Wow, that must have jumped up in price.
And it was it didn't for the first season. It did for the
Really?
next season.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because I already bought my tickets for that season,
Right,
so they
right,
couldn't jump it up.
right.
It was crazy though, because I was like, when we first got, we're like, all right, let's just enjoy Blake Griffin. I'm
Yeah.
a huge Blake Griffin fan, as you can
Yeah.
this way,
Yeah, I see the
as you can
jersey in
see.
the back. Yeah.
I love Blake Griffin. Like he was one of my reasons why I was like, I really was open to the Clippers. I loved as soon as they drafted him, I was like, I'm all for it. I want to go to Clipper games and all that. But then, so we were like, all right, let's just enjoy a fun season. It's going to be a losing season, but let's just enjoy it. There'll be some fun games, some highlights, and
Right.
Blake Griffin. And it'd be, I mean, besides the fact that he was out the whole first season.
Yeah. But that rookie season, his
But
technical second year was amazing.
yeah,
It was amazing. It
it
was so much
was.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
I
And
remember
then,
watching the first game on TNT. It was amazing.
yeah. And then that's when, I think that's the year before I got my season ticket, right? 2010, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That's when he did the whole rookie slam dunk contest. And those shoes right here?
Yeah.
These are his game worn shoes from the rookie sophomore game.
What?
Yeah.
How did you acquire those?
On eBay, and it was a fan that was friends with the equipment manager. And so they got
Wow.
them from him. And then I I bid for them, and I got them.
Wow. Wow.
And yeah,
Wow.
it was
Wow.
yeah, it's so cool.
That's
And they're
amazing.
signed too, so
Wow.
I got him to sign it.
Wow. Wait, you got him to sign it?
Yeah, because I'm a season ticket holder, so before once a season, you get to select a game to go down to the tunnel to
I
get
see.
autographs,
I see.
and you could either when I first started, it was not as many people, so I could choose a home team tunnel for one game, and an away team tunnel in that same season.
I
Now
see.
it's so crowded, you have to choose. Like,
Got
do
it.
you want to go to an away one or a home one?
Mhm.
So one of those games, I brought the shoes and I had him sign it, and he's like, "Where'd you get these?" You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's like, imagine like some of your
Yeah.
shoes behind you right now,
Yeah.
and then some guy comes up to you years later and be like, "Yo, these are your shoes. Can you sign
Right.
them?" And like, how the hell did you get them?
Right. Wow. That I didn't see that coming. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when the Lob City era ended,
Oh
how
yeah.
how devastating was that then? Like,
When it ended, it was time for it to end. So other fans would say, I think it's mixed. I think some people were upset, like especially when they traded
Blake,
both Chris and Blake.
I
But I think it was time. So
the Chris Paul one we kind of I think saw coming. The Blake Griffin one was interesting because if the reports are true, they showed the pitch when he signed that deal was they showed his jersey going into the
yeah,
rafters, and I couldn't believe that. But he is a businessman, so
I
that
thought, well, the Chris Paul trade happened first, right?
right, right,
Before Blake.
yeah,
And so that one was kind of, because there was all these reports of tension and all that stuff. So you knew one of them was going, and you knew it was going to be Chris. But remember, we didn't have to trade him. He
right,
could have left for
right,
nothing.
right. It
But I mean,
was a sign and trade, right?
bec- yes,
Yeah.
because of that though,
Didn't you
that's
get
why
Pat
we have our team:
Beverly? Yeah,
Pat
and yeah,
Beverly, Montrezl Harrell,
right,
Lou Williams, Sam
right.
Decker, and I think some of those picks that we used, I forget in which trade afterwards, but I mean, it was critical. That's our team now. That's
Yeah,
our.
yeah. So that worked out pretty well. It really
It
did.
worked out
Yeah,
amazing, and then Blake's trade worked out amazing too.
yeah,
We got Tobias Harris,
yes,
Avery Bradley,
yeah,
and Boban, and
yeah,
all of those. I mean, it worked out amazingly.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It seems like they haven't made a wrong move in a while, which is weird to say about a Clipper organization.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it seems like
I
they've hit.
think then we traded Tobias to Philly, right? And then I think we got Landry Shamet from that trade.
Yep,
So
yep.
all of it it just kind of fell into place.
Right. So living in LA and being a Clipper fan,
Yeah.
how often do you get annoyed by Laker fans? Or do you just take it as it
Uh,
is?
no, some are super annoying, especially one's named Tom. No, I'm just kidding. Tom, I'm just kidding. No, there are definitely some that are really annoying, like the ones that. Luckily, a lot of my friends know me. They don't like when I don't rub it in people's faces directly if the Clippers beat the Lakers.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Then it's like, and no one does it directly, so I don't feel it. But um, I don't know. I love the rivalry though. I'm
Oh,
glad that both
yeah,
teams are in the playoffs now.
yeah.
Because well, the way I look at it, it's like I think in LA, I mean, I think you'll agree with this. We're just lucky to have two teams, right? When
Yeah,
you don't have any
yeah,
anymore, and
yeah.
it's like I can't. How am I gonna be? How am I gonna complain about that?
Right.
And
So because when I say LA too, like LA is obviously a city, but like SoCal is just huge, right? Did
yeah,
you ever feel while you were going to the Staples Center that you wish the Clippers had their own arena to call home?
every day.
Right.
I wish we had. I wish the Clippers played in the. I was gonna say Arrowhead Pond.
Oh, in
That's
Anaheim?
that's the Honda Center now.
Oh,
Yeah, where the Mighty Ducks. I'm like Arrowhead Pond, Mighty Ducks. Where the when the Anaheim Ducks play.
yeah, yeah.
I wish they took that. Also, I knew they were going. They were before they chose this Inglewood site.
Hmm.
They were trying to find another spot, and there was another spot in the City of Industry over here, and that's closer to where my parents live.
Uh-huh.
And they were thinking about that spot as a potential stadium spot too. That was also a stadium spot for the football team. So it's like
Right.
that was a spot for it was kind of open, but I was hoping they would go there.
Yeah, I actually saw that area once in 2010, I think. I forget who was driving me, but they were telling me that I think the Raiders or the Chargers or someone was looking at,
Yeah,
and the Rams were looking
yeah,
at that area
yeah.
to move. So I mean, I'm glad the Clippers are getting their own home, and I know
Uh,
you
I am too,
like.
but it's so far from me now. It's
Oh, is
like,
it? Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
because
You moved south.
I moved. No,
Is it east?
the new stadium's more south, more LA, like
I see.
deep Inglewood area. Excuse me. Um, yeah, it's like down the street from where the old Lakers Forum is.
Right, right, right.
But I moved another like 40 minutes east. I was already like about 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes away from downtown to Staples Center. But now I moved another like
How
40
many
minutes
games
east.
do you actually go to a year? Do you sell? I'm imagining you can't go to all 41, right? Plus
When
playoff.
I started in 2011, I only missed one game.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
82 games in the season, 41 of them is at home. I only missed one.
Wow.
And so I went to 40 that season.
Wow.
And then the second season, I did the same thing. I only missed one. And the funny thing, both times was against Brooklyn for some reason. Brooklyn Nets. I don't know why.
How how uh how do you think Lakers are your biggest threat to a championship? East or West?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not worried about. I mean, I don't mean disrespect, but I'm not scared of like the Bucks.
Yeah, apparently
I don't.
nobody is.
Yeah,
Apparently nobody is.
or even like Boston or especially I'm just I've never been. I think you know why it's because as a Clipper fan, we never got out of the Western Conference,
Mm, yeah.
so we can't even worry about the Eastern Conference until we get out of the West.
Is there like a lower seed that worries you? Let's say either we got the Rockets, the Thunder, we got Jazz, you got the Mavs, and let's put the Blazers in there too. Is there one or two teams in there that worries you that if you lose the
um,
first couple rounds?
well, it's after the last game against the Blazers, Damian might be on a tear again, so that's kind of scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But
personally love the back and forth between
me
players.
too.
Like
Me
I
too.
think that makes it better for games and the drama. And like I don't physically want to see anyone fighting, but I do like a little bit scrappiness and pushing
Yeah.
and shoving. I tell a lot of people too, like as I'm not entirely in love with Pat Beverly's game, but on the defensive side, he does remind me of Gary Payton a lot,
Yeah,
right?
you would
And
love him if he's on your team
oh,
though.
absolutely.
It's like,
See, right,
yeah,
right. When Richard Sherman was on the Seahawks, like I was like, I love
yeah,
it. And then he goes to
yeah,
the 49ers. I'm like, oh, I'm tired of hearing him talk. So yeah, of
yes,
course. Because when he was
yeah.
in Houston, I bet you didn't like him.
Ugh,
Yeah,
no, who does?
right,
But once he's
right.
on your team, I mean, that
Exactly.
goes for anybody. Like when you get
True.
Lakers get Matt Barnes, like whatever team had
Right,
Rafael, it's like those
right.
teams. It's
Raja
like
Bell, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
it's
Yeah.
like you like, you love them when they're on your team.
Is are the Nuggets a threat to you?
No,
No one.
there's kind of I think I don't know. I've never been scared of the Nuggets. They're what I like Bol man.
Yeah,
Bol's nice.
yeah.
And Jokic is always playing good and what's funny? It's like I've never been a fan of like Jamal Murray, but he's kind of scary.
He's
So,
to me like he's very streaky. So if he goes on a hot streak, that'd be terrible. But
yeah,
if he goes
yeah,
cold, then I just don't see how the Nuggets can stop Paul George and
right.
Kawhi on the
I don't
defensive
think
side.
so either.
I don't.
Michael
Yeah,
Porter's been playing good too, but
yeah, yeah. He's from this area
but I'm
too.
not
Yeah.
scared of them.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah, and it also seems like the teams that lack a closer probably don't scare you as much too, because down the
It's funny,
stretch.
even Dallas. It's like I'm not scared. I mean, we maybe it's because we beat them 3 times this season, but I'm not scared of them either. The only team I'm really scared of is like,
The
well, it's
Lakers.
Houston. They're in fourth now.
Yeah.
Lakers. Um, and what's funny actually? Sometimes the Jazz they sneak up on you. I
Yeah.
think also because maybe in the last, I think 2 out of the last 3 playoffs, I think we got eliminated by them or lost to them in one series. So it's like I don't know. Those are the series too. When we went into the playoffs, I was like, oh, we got the Jazz. We're gonna just
I
finally we could. That's the matchup I wanted, and then we lost to them. So it's like I don't know. They're kind of unpredictable, kind of scary. Like I don't know if they're gonna
yeah,
how well they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do.
How do you I asked this question last week about tampering. Like how do you Draymond got fined 50 grand
I
for
know.
right? How do you feel like do you consider that tampering what he said on television like that he wants Devin Booker to go to another team?
It depends how you read into it. If
Well,
if
cuz
the NBA is reading into it saying like hint hint come to us,
right.
then yes. I mean, these guys are saying this kind of
Oh, absolutely.
stuff already. It's just this
Absolutely.
happened to be on TV.
Absolutely.
It's like I don't know. I mean, I I th- I don't think it is. I mean, because like it's just your opinion about something. It's like,
I
man, let's get.
let's
He didn't say like, yo, come get off that team. Come to the Warriors. We'll
I
show you how to win. It's like not like that. It's kind of
I
like
I think in the end, when we look back at this clip, if the Warriors packaged Wiggins and a draft pick for Devin Booker and get Devin Booker, that's 50 grand well spent by Draymond Green.
why would
Phoenix,
the Suns take that?
if they don't have, I'm gonna ask you a little later, but I don't think Devin Booker is gonna stay. And it's
No, he
kind of like,
won't. Of course
yeah.
not.
And I mean, they might be able to package a better trade, but I think on the other side of the trade is always the flip side of is the guy going to extend his contract? And not very many teams are trading for players that's not going to extend contracts.
So you
So
gotta get what you can get.
right, right. So
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that as it goes. All right, man. So I have a few segments. I got a
Yeah.
over or under. So I'll give you a scenario and a number, and you tell me over or under. You don't have to give me an exact number, but you can if you feel like it.
Okay.
Over or under, the Clippers with this current team will win one championship. Over or under?
I say over.
Over.
It's this year to do it too. I mean, if we're gonna do
Oh,
it,
you're gonna stamp it this year too.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be I I mean I want them to win this year, but I think this will be our best chance to
Do
kind
you
of get everybody a little off guard and just kind of just
Do you
this short
view that them or any team that goes on a run like will they you think it's going to be something like the Spurs where they spread out their championships, or do you think it's going to be like the the dynasties that win like 2 3 in a row? Like how
no.
do you see
I
this
don't
team going?
think I don't think the Clippers. I don't think we're that strong
I see.
for that.
Yeah. But
I
you think more
think
than one
I
though?
think
More than one
we.
championship.
I think. Well, God. Can I say equal? I just
Yeah,
think
yeah,
one.
even. Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure.
I think one. I think this is. It's hard to say. Like I think this year they can do it,
Absolutely, yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is their best. I think this is their best chance to do it because I think next year I think Montrez's contract is kind of like up in the air,
Mm.
and if we don't have Montrez, I think it's a little tougher. But
I, I
I think this is our best shot, so we better freaking take it.
I think you guys, the Lakers and the Bucks, this is the best year. And or it's gonna get. I said it last week. I don't think Giannis is gonna stay if he doesn't win in Milwaukee. And I think LeBron's just getting older, so that
Where do
one's
you
just because.
where do you think Giannis would go though?
I mean, I have a few in mind. I said, uh, I mean, I guess they're all private. I've told Paul a few times that I think the Warriors are trying to figure out something. Right.
Yeah,
The other one that I don't think I've ever seen reported that I think could happen is Pat Riley trying to figure out a way to get him down to Miami.
that's interesting.
Yeah, because I think he fits in well with that team. They got a bunch
Mhm.
of shooters everywhere. Jimmy Butler is, I think, phenomenal. I love Jimmy
But
Butler.
you think if those are the 1-2 punch, is Giannis and Jimmy Butler? You think he wants Jimmy Butler as his running mate?
Who, Giannis?
Yeah,
Uh, I'm not sure. Like, I can't quite tell what his personality's like. I can't
yeah. I
tell.
mean, that's true.
I really don't. Because like Jimmy does seem like I can't go because it seems like people love him or just can't stand him. But the ones that can't stand him seems like the kind of like the go lucky, have fun kind of players. And I don't know if Giannis is that guy either.
I
So I'm
think
not sure.
Giannis is starting to think, he knows he's the one.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
if he went to Miami, Jimmy Butler would go, I don't care who the hell you are.
That's true too. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah. We'll see.
I
All
don't
right.
even think that team is strong enough though.
The Miami Heat.
If they just if they just got Giannis.
I mean,
Like why go there when you're with Milwaukee, and I think your chances are
well,
better if you
so
stay there.
before when LeBron went there in 2010, I was like, why would he go there? And I didn't realize Chris Bosh was coming too.
I
You know,
think if they bring one more person, 3 to
right?
Miami, then
Which Pat Riley, he's a magician of that stuff. So we'll see. I mean,
yeah.
this is all speculation. I have no facts behind what I'm saying right now. I don't have an insider.
Well, none of us do.
Yeah. All right. So over under, there are 343 players in the bubble.
Yeah.
But when I see players like James Harden and Lou Williams, they sure look like they're not using the NBA barbershop in the bubble. Over or under 50 players have gone so far. We're in week 3.
50 players have
Yeah.
gone.
Over or under, do you think 50 players have used that barbershop in the bubble?
I say over. Yeah.
Over?
I say over. Yeah.
There are some players who look like they're not going to cheat on their barbers. Their hair look crazy right now.
Yeah.
It
I
looks
think
wild.
you also like we're only looking at the stars though. A bunch of those
Right.
other guys, I'm sure
Right.
they've all. Oh, so you're saying 50? Yeah, I think over 50. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Very nice.
And I think some of those guys multiple times too. some individuals multiple.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we brought up Devin Booker earlier today, and he's been killing it in the NBA bubble.
Yeah.
Over or under. So basically, we're talking about whether he stays or leave. Over or under, he lasts 2 more seasons in Phoenix.
When is his contract though?
I think he has, 3 years? Let me double check that. So do you think he'll finish out his contract? Is that what you're
No, I
You
think he's
don't
gonna
think so?
force. I think he'll force a
You
trade.
think it'll be on contract a year?
I think it's gonna be one of those things where you better get what you can get from me because I'm leaving.
Mm. Let's see. He signed a 5-year contract
Oof.
last summer. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 years left. So over under. So that would be the year before.
I would have bet against Blake Griffin leaving. after signing a five-year contract. So do you book leaving before 5 years? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. 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 All right. So this or that, you're gonna pick between two scenarios, this or that.
Yeah.
One game to win the NBA championship. It's game 7. One game left. Do you pick Lob City Clippers at their height or the current Clipper team?
I'll say current.
No.
Because I've seen the Los Angeles Clippers at their height, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't get
Oh,
past. We couldn't get past the second round. So this team, you don't know yet. So I'm gonna have to go with this team.
okay, okay, okay. This or that, who is more annoying? Lakers fans or social media trolls?
I like social media trolls.
You like social media trolls, but you
Yeah,
don't like Laker fans.
you know what? Well, I don't like annoying Laker fans. But that's like to say because there's non-annoying Laker fans too. But there's definitely some out there that are
It's so
just like
low, man.
that just
It's
like won't stop, man. Just
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Especially when they're like targeting the Clippers and stuff. It's
yeah.
like,
And
dude,
yeah,
shut up, man. Get over it.
and I'm positive some of them are gonna appear later on. This too later. So I just yeah, it's the one thing I have with Laker fans is even when they're losing, they talk as if they're like at the top seed.
You know, I don't think I don't I will, I'm gonna rephrase it. I don't dislike the Lakers. I hate the Clippers haters that are Lakers
Mm,
fans because there's
okay, okay,
that's
okay,
different.
okay.
There's ones that there's ones that know good basketball and be like, you know what, like you guys are playing good. I don't like you guys, like
Yeah,
I root for the Lakers,
yeah.
but I think it's stupid. Like the ones are just mad. Like when the Lakers are great, I'm not shitting on them. Like saying like, can I say that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can.
I'm not saying like, oh, LeBron sucks. Like you guys, they don't. They're in first seed in the West. It's like you don't be stupid about it. It's like you can be a Lakers fan, but don't like. I just hate the haters. It's like you don't. Why you guys got to be hating all
Which
the
it
time?
seemed like there wasn't that many until like Lob City came out. Like
Yeah,
I mean, I don't remember. I don't know how old you were when it happened, but when I was like 13, 12, 13, 14, that Elton Brand, Lamar Odom, Corey
yeah,
Maggette, Quentin
yeah,
Richardson, Darius Miles
yeah,
team, I don't
yeah.
remember very many people hating on them. They were just fun to watch,
Well, you don't hate.
losing
You don't
teams.
hate on. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I remember the first, I think maybe 2 or 3 seasons of the Clippers. We were selling out arenas. Like we were the good guys. Just like the Warriors were like the first couple seasons they were winning, right?
Uh-huh.
But then once after like 2 or 3 seasons, the narrative changes and
Right.
people hate you. I think
Interesting.
that's because I think I remember too when the Clippers were just starting to get exciting with Lob City. We weren't winning yet, but it was
Right.
fun.
It's just fun
And
to
a lot
watch.
of Laker fans would go to the Clipper games and enjoy the Clipper games, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as the Clippers got good and started beating the Lakers more, you know, like
You
we're just talking
also
about in the season too, not like
yeah.
over like 16. We're never gonna see that's so stupid too. Like they always say like, oh, we got 16. Of course you have 16 championships. You've also been one of the oldest. You're also one of the older teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers weren't founded until like I think 20 years later or something like that. It's like of course you're gonna have more championships. Of course the Charlotte Bobcats.
I think you thoroughly answered that Laker fans are more annoying.
The
The one
haters, the
with
Clipper hater Laker fans are
yeah,
more
yeah,
because
for
like
sure.
I'm still a Laker fan too. It's like I don't hate like sometimes I'll hate on it. It's fun, but um, I'm still a fan too. I love watching them. Like it's so stupid. They're on like Time Warner Spectrum and stuff, so I don't have that anymore, so I can't watch them as easily. But
Uh-huh.
I love watching them. Yeah, so it's
Have you gone to a Laker game specifically to just watch a Lake? When's the last time you went to go? Okay. Okay.
I actually I might have gone to maybe like when they were maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I think I might have went to one of the preseason Laker
Hmm.
games that they play at the Honda Center in against. It's always against the Jazz for some reason, but
Huh. Interesting. All right. So
I think
top
I did.
five dead or alive. I'm gonna give you lists and then you just rank them. Some of them you can do in no particular order.
Yeah.
Top five favorite Clippers players?
Okay, so I'm gonna. It's I'm gonna base it off ones I've seen.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
because
why I put favorite. Yeah,
I'm not even like I wasn't. Remember, I wasn't even really a huge fan during the Elton Brand,
sure.
Lamar Odom. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna play it off like, oh, I've been a
yeah,
fan a long. Like, no, I
right.
kind of like switched over later. So I'm like a, yeah, I haven't been a lifelong Clipper fan. Like those people, those Clipper fans are
Do they
annoying
do
too. The
they
ones
do
that
they
weren't.
exist? Do they exist? I
Yeah, they
I
exist.
actually don't know if I've ever met a Clipper fan who loves them
Man,
as much as you do.
there's, well, yeah, maybe I know maybe I know a few because I've met some through the seasons and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But you should see there's some long time. There's like some 30-year ticket holders and stuff
Interesting, huh?
at the arena. So there definitely is like lifelong Clipper fans. Well, not lifelong, but
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
since the franchise moved to LA,
Right.
there's been lifelong.
So yeah, so you can just pick your favorite ones. Like it doesn't even have to be
Okay,
stars. Yeah.
I I don't let's say I'm not gonna put it in order.
Yeah. No particular order.
Uh, DeAndre Jordan is
Nice.
one of my favorites. Jamal Crawford. I
Love
love
it.
Jamal. I think Jamal Crawford may be my favorite.
He's
He's
amazing. I can't say enough good things about him. I
I've met him
actually
a couple times too, and he's super cool.
we well except this summer because of COVID, but every summer he has a Jamal
Seattle.
Crawford league,
Yeah,
and it's free on the weekends
yeah.
to watch the pickup games, and NBA players come on his wedding weekend. The entire Clippers came and played, like all of them.
That's
Blake,
so cool.
yeah, Chris. He's brought Kobe there too. Like it's pretty. It's phenomenal. I love Jamal Crawford. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford. Let's see. Um, Eric Bledsoe.
Oh really?
I love Bled. I love Bledsoe. Um, it's a Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
He was pissing me off the last years of thing though. But and then this one's funny. Even though he was only a Clipper for one like season, if
Uh-huh.
you could even call it that, Grant Hill.
Grant Hill.
I
You're talking
love,
Clipper Grant Hill.
yeah,
Okay,
I
because
love. No,
because I
I'm
grew up
just
loving Grant Hill, but you're talking about
I love
Clippers
Grant
Grant.
Hill.
Okay, can you explain
No,
why?
I mean, well, not Clippers Grant Hill in terms of playing, but the fact that he was a Clipper.
Okay, I see. I
I
see.
love Grant. Like,
I
you know, it's
see.
funny. Like, I don't even know why or remember why, but I think it was because the very first game I ever went to when I was a kid was the Lakers versus Detroit Pistons,
Okay. Okay.
and I don't know what it was, but I got after that game I got Grant Hill jerseys, I got
Yeah.
shoes.
No,
I love Grant Hill.
he was phenomenal, and they yeah, I had the Filas too, Grant
Yeah,
Hills, yeah, and him and Penny during that time period, they marketed him very well, and their games were just probably really attractive to us as kids, and yeah, I love Grant Hill. Wow, that
yeah,
was a curveball. I did not see that one coming.
yeah. I mean, realistically, maybe like Chris. Yeah, Chris Paul too. If it was like if it wasn't Grant Hill, I gotta say Grant like that. But then I have like some other like
Do you have a
special
favorite?
mentions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I loved having. Well, I love JJ Redick too, and Matt Barnes.
You know what's funny?
I
I've
love Matt
never
Barnes.
liked JJ Redick until he got to the Clippers.
Well,
I hated him before.
yeah.
I hated him when he was at Duke. I didn't even look at him when he was in Orlando. And then I
I'm
don't
not a big college fan, so I don't know like their whole thing going into the league. So I never had that hate towards JJ before.
I've
So
had this conversation with my sports friends, and I think the ones that go to D1 schools just kind of like probably get into it. I think it's because of the tournament too. Like we're always if you go to the tournament or you have
yeah,
football games and stuff. Because I don't watch sports. I tend to not watch sports if I don't have anyone to root for. Like I just don't get into it,
yeah.
because like right now Seattle's going crazy because we got a hockey team. So I was like, all right. I mean,
I know, right?
I'll learn it now that we have a team to root for. But before, I'm just not gonna watch. I don't even know the rules right now.
I try to do
So
the same. Okay, so I'm not a huge football fan. I'm like
right,
all basketball, like
seems
all
like
basketball. And so it's like I when the Rams came first,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, all right, this is my chance to like football. Like I like watching it, right? But I'm not a fan of it. Like I enjoy it. Like I'll turn it on TV and I'll enjoy watching a game. Same with baseball. Like I'll enjoy watching a game. I love sports in general. Just
But you
I
guys
just like to have
have
sports
good
on.
baseball teams. Like the
Yeah, that
Dodgers are good.
never make it towards the end. Dodgers have
Dodgers made the
eliminated
World
the World Series.
Series. Oh my
Like
God,
what is
dude.
the last 3 times they get eliminated in the last
Scott,
2 or 3?
Scott,
God, man,
Scott. You guys are spoiled. The Mariners have not made the playoffs since I was in ninth grade, and I'm
dude.
34.
I don't know if that's better than getting close and not winning it.
I mean, no,
Like
yeah, sure.
that hurt.
Cause sure, I think I was less hurt when the Seahawks just didn't make the playoffs than getting intercepted on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl. Like that one hurt more, So I
Are
do
you
understand.
a all Seattle fan? Like no matter what sport it is, you'll do
Yeah,
Mariners, you'll
yeah.
do
So
Seahawks,
I mean, yeah. So I watch, the Mariners, Seahawks.
the
I'll watch the
Kraken.
Sounders. Yeah, now the Kraken, and I'm a UW. Obviously, I do
Yeah,
UW, and yes, team sports is all Seattle. I mean, that happened throughout the years growing up, and I think in the '90s, like we had Gary Payton and Sean Kemp here, so it was
right,
just easy to be a Sonics fan. We had Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez,
right.
Randy Johnson on the
Ichiro.
Mariners. Ichiro, yeah, it led into Ichiro. So like, it was just easy to be I think, city sports fans because we had a lot of stars and they were fun to watch.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It was
but
so weird. The longest time LA didn't have a football team. I think that
right.
was the weirdest thing.
So I mean, I'm not bashing LA for this, but last December I flew to LA to watch the Rams play the
Uh,
Seahawks in LA. I went with Casey, right?
yeah,
Your best man at your wedding. Yeah, Casey
yeah,
Nishiza.
man.
So yeah. So I could not believe what I was watching. Like we were next to the section where I don't know what it is, man. It was like B-C-listers from Hollywood chilling, taking pictures, not watching the game at all.
Was that the Coliseum?
Yes. And then
Okay.
on the screen they were teaching people kind of how to chant, like don't make noises on offense and cheer on defense. I was like, what is this? Like I it was the most bizarre thing ever. And I texted my friends back home like, hey, no wonder when we watch this game at home, it doesn't really feel like a road game by the sounds. I don't think they know exactly what to do yet,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is funny because I think the Rams were so good for a few seasons now.
Right.
But you should really probably get behind the team. But I don't know because like every Sunday, if you're used to like sitting down and wanting to watch your team play, like it's
Yeah.
also habitual that way too. So and you have so many things going on in Southern California. You have so many teams, like you said. Like you have
Yeah.
two football teams, two basketball teams, two
I wish
baseball teams.
they only brought one football team here, so
Yeah,
I
I
never went
actually
to.
wish the Chargers stayed in San Diego. Like, I feel bad for them. They legit do not have a home game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It was funny when the Rams came. I was like, okay, Jared Goff. And he had a bad first season, and then I started to like try to learn. I really tried hard to get into it. I was trying to learn all the players and stuff, but it's just I just can't. Like it's not like basketball for some
Scott.
reason.
Do you watch the games by yourself or do you watch it with other people when you do the Rams
Well,
game?
when I'm a season with
No,
season
when you're
tickets,
trying
I
to do the
have it.
Rams. When you're trying to
Oh,
watch
the
the
Rams.
Rams. Yeah, when you're trying to watch the Rams.
Well, myself. Maybe if I was
Yeah,
with people.
I actually think because like I mean basketball is different because we've been watching for so long, but when you
Yeah.
pick up a new sport, I think it does help. Like if you're with like people and like it's like almost like going to a game, but like home, and like an
Yeah.
atmosphere. Because
Yeah.
yeah, if you're not into it and you watch it at home, you might even end up falling asleep. Like
I think it's too. It's like I never had family that was into football, so we would never like watch on Sundays. I
it,
would get into it then, but it was always
you,
basketball.
I'm saying this now, but the bizarre thing is my family does not watch sports. I grew up watching sports alone. Like my parents, yeah. Like I used to watch. I mean, they never blocked me from watching sports, but like I always just watched alone. College
Did
was
you
the
play
first.
any sports too?
Yeah, I played basketball for a while. I stopped growing early, so I was a pretty tall kid. I stopped growing when I was 12, so I was fairly tall, and I
Nice.
really legit thought I was gonna make it kind of in my head. And I've only told a few people the story, but so Rodney Stuckey's from my area. He played for the
Nice.
Pistons.
Yes.
And the first time I played him, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna happen because like he was so much better.
That's tight. You
And
played against that? That's
oh yeah,
tight.
yeah, and we went to high school together
Cool,
too.
man.
He's a cool guy. Yeah.
Even I've heard people who have played against James Harden because he's from
Oh,
over
LA.
here.
Yeah, yeah. And then when I was
Yeah.
in college, like there was a lot of I mean, I didn't know they're gonna be NBA players, but Brandon Roy was there when I was there, Nate Robinson,
Nice.
Isaiah
Nice.
Thomas, and it was yeah. So and then Jamal Crawford and Jason Terry used to come in the summer to the gym at the UW. So we used to see them
Nice.
quite a bit. And when you watch people just shoot effortlessly and never miss, it just never hit the rim, right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is what it is to be in the pros kind of thing. Is
Yeah. Well, you have to hit like 100% to hit like
yeah,
40%,
yeah,
35%
right.
in the
Well,
game.
yeah, in front of like tens of thousands of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Scott, for everything. Thank you for coming on. Good luck to your Clippers. I have not said that to
Thanks,
any other
man.
team, so I'll say that. Thanks a lot,
I'm
Scott.
I'm hoping if we got to take it now. If we want it. All right, Mike. Thanks, man. That was
Thanks, man.
fun.